Bill Maher blasts CNN host for her hypocrisy and political bias. In a recent episode of his hit show, Real Time with Bill Maher, the renowned political commentator and comedian didn't hold back when he confronted a CNN host over what he deemed blatant hypocrisy and political bias. The exchange sparked discussions across social media and ignited debates about media integrity and the responsibility of journalists in today's polarized political climate. The episode began with Maher introducing his guest, a prominent CNN host known for her incisive interviews and sharp commentary. However, Maher had come prepared with a slew of questions aimed at exposing what he saw as inconsistencies in her reporting and commentary. Maher wasted no time. He accused the host of perpetuating a double standard in her coverage of political figures, particularly when it came to issues of accountability and transparency. He argued that her network often treated certain politicians with kid gloves while aggressively scrutinizing others. Initially taken aback, the CNN host defended her reporting by stating that it's essential to differentiate between facts and opinions. She argued that her role was to present the news as objectively as possible, regardless of her personal beliefs. Maher, however, was not persuaded. He pointed out specific examples where he believed her reporting favored one political party over another. He emphasized that the perception of bias could damage the credibility of news outlets like CNN. This exchange touched on a broader issue regarding media bias in the United States. Maher highlighted how viewers increasingly gravitate towards news sources that align with their pre-existing beliefs, creating echo chambers that stifle genuine discourse. Maher also discussed the impact of social media on news consumption. He argued that platforms like Twitter and Facebook have distorted the public's perception of news, often prioritizing sensationalism over accuracy. The audience in the studio was visibly engaged, with laughter and applause punctuating Maher's points. Viewers at home also reacted strongly on social media, with many praising Maher for his candidness and others defending the host's position. One of Maher's strongest arguments was the hypocrisy he perceived in the host's stance on political accountability. He highlighted instances where she had criticized others for perceived bias but failed to hold herself accountable for similar actions. Maher emphasized the importance of accountability in journalism. He argued that for media to regain public trust, journalists must acknowledge their biases and strive for greater objectivity in their reporting. As the conversation progressed, it became clear that both Maher and the host were passionate about their viewpoints. While they disagreed on several points, the dialogue remained civil and insightful. Maher utilized his comedic background to make light of the situation, often using humor to underscore the absurdity of certain media practices. This approach resonated with the audience, making complex issues more relatable. Another key theme in the discussion was the importance of diverse perspectives in the media. Maher argued that a single narrative often leads to a skewed understanding of events and issues. Maher also touched on the impact of partisanship in the media landscape. He contended that when journalists allow their political affiliations to influence their reporting, it undermines the very foundation of journalistic integrity. The exchange prompted Maher to address the audience directly, urging viewers to critically evaluate the news they consume. He encouraged them to seek out multiple sources and viewpoints to form a more comprehensive understanding of current events. In response, the CNN host reiterated her commitment to delivering accurate news. She argued that while biases may exist, her aim was to provide context and clarity in an often chaotic news environment. As the conversation continued, Maher and the host delved into the future of journalism. They discussed how the industry must adapt to remain relevant in a rapidly changing media landscape. Maher pointed out the rise of alternative media outlets and how they challenge traditional news organizations. He highlighted the need for established networks like CNN to evolve and address the changing demands of their audience. The discussion shifted towards the ethics of reporting, with Maher questioning the moral responsibilities of journalists. He argued that journalists must strive for transparency and accountability to maintain their credibility. Maher emphasized the necessity of rigorous fact-checking in journalism. He warned that the spread of misinformation could have dire consequences for society and democracy. Throughout the episode, Maher used humor as a tool to engage the audience and lighten the mood. He demonstrated how comedy can serve as a vehicle for political commentary and critique. Maher called on the audience to hold media organizations accountable for their reporting. He stressed that viewers have the power to demand better journalism by questioning the narratives presented to them. The conversation took a turn towards the impact of ratings on news coverage. Maher argued that the pursuit of higher ratings often leads networks to prioritize sensational stories over substantive reporting. Maher also discussed the role of editors in shaping news narratives. He emphasized that editorial decisions play a significant role in determining how stories are presented to the public. As the dialogue progressed, the need for transparency in journalism became a focal point. Maher urged news outlets to be open about their processes and decisions to foster trust with their audience. Maher highlighted the crucial role of investigative journalism in holding power to account. He argued that investigative reporting is essential for a functioning democracy and should be prioritized by media organizations. The conversation also delved into the impact of political polarization on media coverage. Maher pointed out that heightened partisanship often leads to a skewed representation of issues and events. Trust emerged as a recurring theme in the discussion. Maher emphasized that rebuilding trust between media and the public is essential for fostering informed citizenry. Maher warned of the consequences of misinformation, particularly in an election year. He argued that false narratives can undermine democratic processes and erode public confidence in institutions. As the episode neared its conclusion, Maher speculated on the future of CNN. He expressed hope that the network would take steps to address the issues raised during their discussion. Maher concluded the episode with a call to action for both journalists and viewers. He urged everyone involved in the media landscape to prioritize integrity, accountability, and transparency. In the days following the episode, reactions poured in from viewers and media critics alike. Many commended Maher for his bold stance, while others defended the CNN host's perspective. The exchange sparked broader discussions about media discourse and the responsibilities of journalists. It encouraged viewers to reflect on their own media consumption habits. Social media platforms became a battleground for opinions on the episode. Clips of the confrontation went viral, generating thousands of shares and comments. The incident highlighted the role of public figures in shaping media narratives. Maher's willingness to challenge the status quo resonated with many viewers who are frustrated with perceived media bias. Despite their disagreements, Maher and the host maintained a level of civility throughout their exchange. This aspect was noted as a refreshing reminder of the importance of civil discourse in today's political climate. The discussion underscored the ongoing challenge of achieving objectivity in journalism. Both Maher and the host acknowledged the complexities involved in reporting on contentious issues. The episode served as a rallying cry for reform within the media industry. Maher's passionate advocacy for accountability resonated with viewers who seek a more transparent and trustworthy media landscape. Maher's comments about the role of viewership highlighted the power audiences have in shaping media practices. He encouraged viewers to demand better from their news sources. The conversation also touched on the impact of partisan networks on public perception. Maher argued that these networks contribute to a fragmented media landscape that complicates the pursuit of truth. Maher emphasized the importance of listening to diverse perspectives. He argued that fostering open dialogue is crucial for bridging divides and promoting understanding. The episode raised questions about the future of political commentary in a rapidly changing media landscape. Maher's blend of humor and critique may serve as a model for others navigating similar discussions. Maher also highlighted the role of education in media literacy. He argued that equipping individuals with the skills to critically evaluate news sources is essential for a healthy democracy. The conversation acknowledged the power of the internet in shaping public discourse. Maher noted that while the internet has democratized information, it has also contributed to the spread of misinformation. As the episode concluded, Maher called for new standards in journalism. He urged media organizations to prioritize integrity and accountability in their reporting practices. Maher reiterated the vital role of media in democracy. He argued that a free and independent press is essential for holding power accountable and informing the public. The exchange between Maher and the CNN host left a lasting impression on viewers. It served as a reminder of the importance of questioning narratives and seeking truth in an age of information overload. In the aftermath, many viewers reflected on their own biases and the impact of media on their perceptions. The episode encouraged self-examination and critical thinking. Despite the contentious nature of the discussion, Maher concluded with a call for unity. He urged viewers to engage in constructive dialogue and work towards understanding, rather than division. The episode underscored the importance of advocacy for media integrity. Maher's outspoken criticism of bias serves as a model for others who seek to challenge the status quo. In the end, the confrontation between Bill Maher and the CNN host served as a microcosm of the broader challenges facing the media industry today. It highlighted the need for accountability, transparency, and a commitment to truth in an increasingly polarized world. As viewers reflect on the exchange, the hope is that it will inspire greater scrutiny of media practices and a renewed commitment to responsible journalism.